Hello, and welcome to the Busy with Becca podcast, where I share tips to help reshape your mindset and reinforce a healthy perspective. Side note, a healthy perspective is key, especially when dealing with challenges and staying motivated to keep doing your best. I don't have all the answers, but I implore you to sit back, enjoy this episode, pick a thing or two as I dig deep. It's November and there's a tendency to start shutting down at this point and shelving goals for the new year, losing steam on things we were set to do. But without coming off as too philosophical, I'd just like to encourage you to stop limiting your aspirations with set timelines and stop restricting yourself to the Gregorian calendar that, oh, just because it's November, you can't start a new project today, or today. By the time I share this episode, it will be a new day. Or saying, oh, let's just leave it till January. Everybody's shutting down. No. Let's work on our mindsets in that regard. Now, that being said, today I'm diving into ways you can develop yourself to upgrade your capabilities, enhance your potential, improve your quality of life. So you're one step closer to being in congruence with your ideal self. Now, in congruence with your ideal self is like being one with the person you aspire to be, the true you that you think you can be, your dream self, basically. So, in other words, what are some ways or some steps we can take to improving ourselves? Now, at the end of this episode, I want you to have identified the things you need to learn and unlearn to become the best version of yourself. So I'm going to briskly share 7 ways you can improve yourself, just so this episode is not long. I want to stay brief and sharp and clear and concise. The first thing I want you to do is to be open to feedback. Now, let me start by saying that one key aspect of this process of improving, learning and unlearning on the journey of self-development is being open to feedback from the people around you. Now, this could be your customers, your friends, loved ones, colleagues, This is specific to what you're focused on improving. So feedback can sometimes be very hard to hear, and it may even make you question yourself. But there are times on your journey to growth and self-improvement that you must consider what other people think you represent. For example, if you want to get promoted at work, how about asking your boss what he or she thinks your weaknesses are so you can improve on those areas? If you want to be a better business person, always ask your customers for feedback on your service, on your product, on your communication, or just ask them, okay, what do you think about that? Please, all feedback is welcome. I always say this, just be like, all feedback is welcome, the good, the not so good. I'm always here for it because I want to grow. Now, same thing with relationships. Be open to the hard truths, but then the caveat here is you must develop a thick skin, because you may not hear things, you won't always hear things you like. Some things are difficult to hear, and it's important that you don't instantly get defensive. It's something you need to learn, which way you improve with time. So you don't always have to get defensive, and you always also have to keep in mind that while it's important to be receptive to what people think you represent, it's equally important to stay focused on the picture that what your goals are, basically. Because not all feedback is about your growth. Sometimes it's simply someone projecting their preferences or insecurities on you. So you kind of have to find a nice balance between taking feedback and not being swayed to becoming a people pleaser. or someone complains about this thing, and if that thing they're complaining about is what you intended for that business or the kind of person you want to reflect, then it's not really bad feedback. Say, yeah, you're trying to be more silent, and someone gives you feedback with, oh, you're not very open about yourself, about things about you, or about things that are going on in your life. Now, to that person, they like to know more. They like to get more insight into what is happening in your head and in your life. But because one of your goals is being silent and being very guarded with information about yourself, that's good feedback, you know. But anyway, to my second point. So first thing is be open to feedback. Second thing is improve communication. Communication can break or make a relationship, and this could be professional, relational, emotional, whatever the case is. Good communication can help you understand yourself and other people. It can help you solve problems. It can help you learn new things. It can welcome positivity into your life. Now, I want you to take the time to become a better communicator, so your messages are always clear, they're effective, and the exact goal you intended to have with a stream of communication, maybe a conversation, is what you get from that thing. Now, if the intended goal or the intention behind the conversation with someone was to get them to see things from your own point of view, and you left that conversation feeling more misunderstood, then that communication was not concise enough. But I don't want to go into, maybe I'll make this a separate topic, how to improve communication. Number 3, on ways to improve yourself, read more books. Now, if you're serious about improving or developing a skill, reading can never be overrated. So it doesn't have to be a paperback. It can be an ebook. It can be an audio book, whatever floats your boat. But books provide invaluable insights and perspectives. So make it a habit to read about the subject matter in areas you want to grow in. Like, what's the thing in that area that is so important, that is so integral to this aspirational person you want to be? Now, there are a lot of books that, in fact, contain compressed knowledge from decades of experience, years of research, and all you have to do is open that book and read it. And I've come to find that no knowledge is ever wasted. And using common sense, there are some things that, they're easy to figure out, and using common sense to get by can only get you so far. Learn from the experts on your journey to being an elevated version of yourself. Still on the topic of learning from experts, number 4 thing is taking courses and joining masterclasses. Now, I don't think you're too old or too young to learn something new in an area that you want to thrive in. And to do that, you must be open to learning from people that are thriving in that area, learning from people that have gained experience, that are so good at that thing you're trying to learn. Because once again, vibes and inshallah can only get you so far on becoming an expert. Your personal experience can only bring you close. Well, it adds to the knowledge, but then just tapping from different sources in terms of honing your craft will be so helpful on your journey. Now, yes, failure can help you. So learning from your failures, like I always say, is a good thing. But you don't have to fail at a thing. Learn from other people's failures. Learn from other people's experiences. Learn from other people's pivots on the journey to growth and development and self-improvement. And just be open to it. Just be open to it. Invest money and time in the craft that you want to be an expert in. The first 4 points were more in connection with other people. Now, number 5 to 7 are more internal. Number 5 is drop the negative self-talk. I've said this before and I'm going to repeat it again. It's time to drop the negative self-talk. Make a conscious effort to not speak down on yourself, to not speak down on your skills, on your intellect, or your strength. Even when you haven't attained the level of mastery you want, always look on the bright side. Not because you're delusional, but because you're hopeful about your growth. You're hopeful that you will get better with more trial, with more exposure. And let peace of mind be a goal for you. And so I say let peace of mind be a goal for you because peace of mind requires you blocking out negativity as much as possible. Let's start to normalize kindness towards ourselves and others. Do not say things to yourself that you wouldn't say to others, or things that you would take offense if someone else said it to you. So imagine a skill or a task you're working on. Someone comes and says, "Oh, you're just doing nonsense." There is no way, even if you agree with that person, that you would not take offense with that thing that has been said. But yet we're so comfortable saying these things to ourselves, like, "Oh, I'm not good at this thing," or "Oh, I suck at this," "Oh, I'm so useless when it comes to this. This is a weakness of mine." No. Let's stop saying things. Like I said, don't say things to yourself that you wouldn't want others to say to you, or that you wouldn't say to others. And from personal experience, I can say without a doubt that when you reframe the way you talk to yourself, you would find more respect for yourself and for others. If you start speaking to yourself more kindly, you would instinctively or naturally speak kindly to and about other people. So let's do better. Now, number 6 is face your fears. What is that one thing you're so afraid would happen if you stepped out of your comfort zone? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Today, I want you to do that thing. Put yourself out there and live life. Life is for the living. And I don't interpret this quote or this saying to just mean, things that bring you joy. I also perceive it as taking risks without overthinking as an aspect of living. I really want to live, and I want to make mistakes. In fact, I'm making mistakes and I'm grateful for those mistakes because they are exposing sides of me I never knew I had. I'm tapping into different aspects of my personality from these mistakes in quotes, and it's building my resilience and making me more confident in the kind of person I want to be and the kind of person I am becoming. So today I encourage you, that thing you're so afraid to do, the thing you think maybe people will talk about, or the thing you feel too intimidated to do, just do it. What's the worst that will happen? Now to number 7, patience is key. Now this is my last point, but I feel like it's really, really important. While you're doing all these things, so number 1 to 6, opening yourself to feedback, facing your fears, dropping negative self-talk, taking courses, reading more books, improving your communication, don't be in a hurry to be the evolved person or the new you. It's not going to happen in a day. It's not going to happen in a week. It may not even happen in a month or a year. But gradually you will become that person. So be patient with your progress. As they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither was your personality. You've been this person your entire life, and now you're trying to steer the ship in a new direction. It's going to take time. You're not going to be an overnight success. And whenever you fall off track, don't stress. Simply start all over again. It's a journey. You'll stop on the way to buy fuel. You stop on the way to change tire. Be patient with yourself. Now, my task for you this week is, right now, I want you to get a notepad. Could be digital, could be paperback. That's fine. It could be a piece of paper. And I want you to write down your vision. who you aspire to be. Now write a list of qualities that person has. And though this note is for you, so you should be brutally honest. What are those areas you need to work on? I'll give you an example. For my podcast, I took a paid masterclass on podcasting, and even though I haven't implemented all that I have learned yet, I have a professional structure for my path. I'm not just winging it or going with the flow. And let's say you want to scale up your business as a business owner, and your emphasis is on scaling up, not just getting by. You need to understand financial management. You need to understand marketing. You need to understand effective leadership and understanding basic principles of that business you're getting into. Or to be an effective speaker, you need to learn storytelling techniques. You need to, learn things that will make you evoke a good connection with your listener, so that you're able to be that storyteller that they never forget. You need to work on your vocabulary. There's so many things keynote speakers, that it's not just about talking. It's not just about having a great pitch. What makes that great pitch? You need to learn the things necessary to get you to that point. What was my point again? Oh yeah, so to be the aspirational version of yourself, that ideal you must be intentional about learning new things to improve yourself, as well as unlearning old habits that serve you no more and may even be pulling you back. For example, negative self-talk. Now, I said I wasn't going to take too long, so thank you for tuning in today. And remember that it's all about taking those small intentional steps towards becoming the best version of you. I hope you try these 7 tips, and please share this episode or share the podcast with someone you want to encourage today. So now my podcast is not just on Spotify, it's also on YouTube. So those who are giving excuses, I don't have a Spotify account, YouTube, just go to YouTube and listen and share it. Anybody can open it. And I hope you have a blessed week ahead. Bye.